Greetings comic lovers and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old to history to anecdotes, really wherever our whims take us. As you move through the comic landscape, you will encounter certain comics with reputations for being the best or the worst. And if you're anything like me, you clench up, for lo, here is a chance for you to accidentally go against the common grain. Well, there is a Catwoman comic out there that is lauded as terrible, and I happened upon it, for the 2 issues that it initially was had been compounded into 1, and it was on sale during a one-shot sale for 99 cents. And if you've been here a while, you know that that is my point of entry. It's a siren call that I have a hard time ignoring, which is how I came to read Catwoman, Guardian of Gotham. And I must share it with you, and of course, it all went awry. This comic has become my Showgirls, my Barbarella, my whatever movies that are inappropriate that are cult classics as well do I enjoy. Cool world. Get ready for a ludicrousness that can't be contained, and see if your heart is as captured by this nonsense as mine was. There are many ways to enjoy something, and it's not always because it's good. But before we get started, I'm Sasha, and if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join us on this comic book journey, and if you're feeling so inclined, hit that join button next to the sub button. It helps us produce more content, and also you get access to some emojis, behind the scenes stuff, and the like. Now it's time for Catwoman and her bustier. This cover is all of the things. The 6-inch stiletto heels, garter belt attached to bustier, or you know, BDSM halter corset thing, Catmobile on the back, the cat signal, Batman looking like the vampire version of himself, snarling in the back. You look at this and you just know it has to be a hot mess. And oh boy, is it ever. Written by Doug Munch, who is the author responsible for Vampire Batman, so it's unsurprising that this less savory version of the character looks the way that he does. The art is by Jim Ballant, who is often mocked in fandom for his what has been deemed boob saw Catwoman costume. Side note, that Catwoman run is actually really solid. And boob socks aside, a lot of the art is really good too. It's a shame that that's what gets the most play, but I mean, look at them. Those aren't boobs. They're balloons. This comic originally came at us in 1999. Catwoman, Guardian of Gotham has a very simple premise. What if Catwoman was Batman? Or more like, what if Selina Kyle was Bruce Wayne? It doesn't even try to work with Selina's backstory, it just gives her his. Gotham at midnight. As soon as I saw the cat symbol up in the sky on this opening page, I knew I was doomed. It was so silly and seemingly unaware of it that I instantly started to feel something. Enjoyment. Quick, we need to activate the cat signal. Meow, 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 meow. Trouble at First Bank, Commissioner? How can she breathe or maneuver in that thing? That is no I'm improving my posture waist trainer. That is a corset BDSM harness thing. Catwoman has the exact same relationship with Commissioner Gordon as Batman normally does, so nothing to note there. He tells her about a robbery that turned into a murder and how the culprit escaped into the sewers, and that of course means Killer Croc. All the dialogue is super melodramatic though, to the point of being almost parody. Already gone. Take another tough one personally. As if she were Gotham's own guardian. Oh my god, her mask top is a bandana tied at the back. So many ways that could take her down. Croc says he wants the money for an operation, which just makes Catwoman mock him. And she ends up lassoing his mouth shut and riding on top of his head. Do you think that I do not see that the shading is being done so it looks like nipples? Killer Croc isn't the only one who lives in the sewers. I'm his neighbor. However, Killer Croc is taken down when the mysterious projectile hits his back. An object which we, the reader, can quickly identify as a batarang. 3 nights later, there's more crime afoot in Gotham, and that makes Catwoman feel pouty. Look at the mask, the purple decals and the black bandana. Why? The Joker has escaped from Arkham, but Catwoman is still concerned about this mysterious figure who took down Killer Croc and the bat-like weapon that he employed that was strong enough to hurt him. As she says, Croc felt it. We could have a new freak in town. And now Super Freak is in my head. Thanks a lot. He's a super freak, the bat's a super freak. The Joker has a very off-putting design in this comic. He's significantly more cartoonish than everybody else. That and he's holding his smile up with safety pins. He's also labeled his gas canister as lethal laughing gas to avoid any confusion, I guess. Catwoman is on the case, and even though she manages to take him down pretty easily, he still manages to spray her in the eye with what the comic calls face mace, but totally looks like acid. But if it was acid, the story would go in a very different direction. Oh man, he makes one of his henchmen hench on stilts. I hope that guy gets paid extra. She battles her way through his nightmare clowns, as they're called. Freeze, Joker. But he's dead. Killed by... Who are you? Figure it out. If you're the Catwoman, then I'm a Batman. The Batman. Look at that stress on the. Determined to make that determiner happen, DC. I see you. I kind of love Batman's look in this. The red eyes, the tattered raggedy cape and ears, his claw glove things. He escapes into the night. He is the night. A bat. Another creature of the night. even darker than the cat. Come up with that all on your own, Selina? No more pulp novels for you. Batman is labeled as an extreme vigilante by Commissioner Gordon, who looks like he's part of some dictatorial regime. Why does he have that uniform? I need more details about this version of Gotham outside of everyone's poor fashion choices. We then take a completely unnecessary side trip to another crime going on in Gotham. This one involving a fashion model, rival models, agencies, and her agent specifically, which is all so that we can get an alternate gender-bent version of Two-Face named Darcy Dent, who had her face ruined and is seeking revenge against those who ruined it, and also her agent slash fiance who dropped her, both as a lover and as a client. And get ready for it to go oh so wrong. Her outfit, bask in it. Gaze at the half-classy portrait, half-spiked choker. Marvel at the suit skirt with bra attached to spike bra and fetish underwear with garter. So part of the flack this book gets, and deservedly so, is for the excessive amount of gratuitous sexuality or female sexiness on display. Many feel it's exploitative and an example of poor female depictions in comics. This Darcy Dent image some take even further, examining it as representing negative cultural stereotypes surrounding female self-expression regarding sexuality, as the more provocative side is the bad side. You can use this comic to make those arguments. And if you were looking for some more stuff to beef up that thesis, well then, you're welcome. However, for me, this went so far beyond the pale that it just did a 180 and became hilarious. It's trying so hard to be sexy that's become silly and perplexing. Instead of going, damn, you're just left wondering why, how, what? For who? I mean, look, there's a studded attachment for her skirt to nothing but a strap around her leg. Why? Why would anyone choose this? Why is any of this even happening? Two-Face's outfit is hard enough to get behind, and I say that as someone who has fully embraced it and has a closet full of stupid Two-Face shirts. He is a style icon. But this is too far, and the decision to make it sexy because female Two-Face is asinine. And I'm so glad it happened, because it's the only noteworthy part of this section, which brings nothing to the story except padding and the reveal that Batman is following Catwoman. It also features a very, very contrived flashback sequence. The engagement ring that Darcy Dent threw on the floor triggers a memory for Selina involving a ring of her own, a ring that she once gave to her mother from a gumball machine or a candy box. So she gives her mom this plastic ring which she treasures, and they dial the sentimentality up to 11 to the point where I thought they were making fun of Batman's origin. The ring she gave you, you're wearing it? Why not? Because it's plastic. And even more precious than gold and diamonds. They're gonna go see Cat People. Which version? The 1942 version or the 1982 version? Although I'm not sure you should be taking a young child to see either. It's a bizarre family movie choice and clearly just there so that we can have more reasons for Selina to become Catwoman. Batman went to see a movie that kind of inspired him, but on a meta level, not on a story level, but it's fine. Cat People, both versions, but more subtly in the 1942 version, is largely about female sexuality and the public sphere of it manifesting. It plays out in our lead female protagonist being cursed to turn into a cat. This movie can actually be analyzed a variety of ways. There are some fascinating discussions on what it has to say about lesbianism, and imagery/behaviors voiced and coded into the film. I'm not doing it justice with these cliff notes. Go watch Cat People, but just don't walk down any back alleys after. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Would not let my daughters watch it yet though, but they're both under 4. The poster looks like it's for the 1982 version of this comic. Yikes, that one is straight up an erotic thriller. I have questions for Selina's parents. Not that it matters, because Selina chases a stray cat down an alley, which of course leads to her parents being mugged and killed. Your ring, Mommy. The Batman took your ring. And as she looks up, an alley cat yowls, igniting her lust for justice and vengeance. And so Selina drives back to Kyle Manor, thinking about all this. Look at the Catmobile. It's everything I never knew I needed. Say, was Darcy Dent's bizarre cheesecake not enough for you? Do you want something a bit more traditional, along the lines of fetishization that is a bit more accepted? Well then may I present to you Selina's Alfred, Brooks. She works for her. Here she is cleaning the cat cave in a French maid's outfit, lace-up heels, complete with skirts so short it's a guaranteed panty shot. You see, this raises more questions than it titillates. Does Brooks want to dress like this? Because if so, rock on. But it must be cold in that cave. Or does Selina make her? If so, why? Look at all the cats she keeps in this cave. This whole sequence is laid out like a start of a porno, but with way too many cats on the set. Brooks tells Selina that she needs to stop obsessing with the bat and that she needs to find herself a man. But also the two subtly flirt the entire time. Come to think of it, you're right. Why would you need a husband when you've got me? The fanfics write themselves. Meanwhile, Batman has proven that he is an equal opportunity criminal. He's robbing, he's killing, he's going places in disguise. Other than Batman, he's having a great time doing it. Look at how happy he is. He's also been taking out the other criminals in Gotham, actually killing them. Also, apparently he killed Killer Croc. So her saying that he felt it, yeah, I guess he felt it, it killed him. Who knew batarangs were so versatile? The comic Brooke tries to pull a maybe Catwoman created this Batman because she's creating the villains but it hasn't earned it at all. And I can't take anything being said seriously when she's straddling and posing on the cat signal. That looks like it hurts. Batman has broken into Kyle Manor and actually doesn't have any trouble at all finding the cat cave. I feel like there's a dirty joke in there somewhere involving a synonym for the word cat, and I'm sure that if there is, you will help me out down below.
Crime lab equipment, workout area, weird trophies.
Batman judging the decor of an alternate universe Batcave has made my life complete. Hey look, this alternate Catwoman costume has fuzzy pom-pom boobs. Must be for winter. Batman decides that he now has a better plan than just robbing the manor. He knows Selina's secret. He'll woo her, and that way he'll get her stuff and get to sleep with her and just play all kinds of sick mind games. So he crashes one of her soirees as Bruce Wayne, and for some reason she is charmed by him despite him showing way too much teeth all evening. The dialogue in this scene is soap opera city, all about secrets, and may their secrets never clash. We then get one of my favorite panels. Bruce dating Selina as him as Batman and Catwoman bracket the page in identical poses. Why did he paint bat wings and blood around that man and a little bat head? Questions. See, here's Gordon again in that uniform with this symbol. Can I have more details on this and less panty shots, please? What was once the end of the first issue concludes with a giant fight between the two, Batman and Catwoman that is. It ends up with Catwoman dangling, holding onto Batman's hand, and so he slices off his glove, and he does it so intensely that there's a ribbon of blood along the edge. That's pretty excessive. But I guess that he forgot that cats always land on their feet, except when they don't. Part 2, Nemesis of Gotham. I can't take the word Nemesis seriously in that font. Is that a Faster Pussycat Kill Kill reference? The movie where 3 go-go dancers go on a murder spree? It's probably not, but after the surprise of cat people, I can't be sure. Batman, I don't care about the glove either, but I'll take the blood. I've got your genetic fingerprints.
She survived.
Well, of course, Batman now has to go and get his glove back after licking his own nose blood, cause crazed. He brutalizes his way into the police station and he gets his glove.
I win.
Insane Batman is growing on me. He's just having such a good time. 2 hours later, with a magically non-swollen nose and a similarly miraculously injuryless Selina, Bruce casually, nay offhandedly mentions he'd like to marry her. Selina, after a whirlwind romance of a few weeks, decides that yes, this is the man she needs to tell that she's Catwoman. And so she reveals it because she just threw a trench coat on over her costume for this date. I warned you, Bruce. And now do you see?
You Catwoman.
Damn it, you're overselling it, Bruce. Leave some scenery for the narration boxes.
Well, I'll be a bigamist. I've just proposed to 2 women.
Selina agrees to marry him before dashing off to see Commissioner Gordon because the cat signal is in the sky and it's broken. He broke it when he went to get his glove back. You know what? I like it better this way. Without twisting my cat image into warped inspiration for his bat gimmick, he wouldn't even exist. In a certain sense, I actually created him. No, Selina, I won't make that reach with you. You're on your own. Brooks is understandably disturbed by the rapidity of all of this and brings up some valid points. He knows? You told him? So you just spilled everything. Brooks essentially says of course he reacted well and calls him a gold digger. She feels that he's taking advantage of Selina and the fact that she's been left vulnerable because her parents died when she was so young. Unfortunately, that point is spoken by her garter mid-panty shot. You can't take any of this scene seriously because it's like the art and dialogue are fighting. The text is all, I got something to say, but the art is all quiet text I'm trying to draw with one hand in my lap. You don't even know this Bruce Wayne, not really. Who is he, Sel? What does he do? It's something secret. How has someone not taken advantage of Selina before if she is this naive? What's his job? Secret, what's yours? Bruce didn't even have to bust out his A game. This is like his E game, if even. Also, do you like the naked lady busts that are around Selina's bed? Just cuz? I'm not against them on principle. I mean, Clockwork Orange up your room to your heart's content, but just why are they focused on here? We're trying to have a moment, and then it just stops. Okay, Sel, I cave. If you insist, then all the best to you and the lucky gold digger. And so she gets married to a Bruce whose hair is miscolored brown. 1 month later. My god, Selina owns a bunch of cat-themed mugs? Would one even have to break into her cat cave to figure this out? Batman doesn't just have a bunch of bat-themed items around his house. He at least has some restraint. Selina hasn't been out on the prowl in a month, and neither has Batman. I guess all the other crimes don't matter. She's having fun. Anyway, Selina's been feeling sick in the mornings, and you know what that means because it's a fictional story. She's pregnant, because of course, that's the only symptom they ever show manifest. Just once. I would love for the symptom that shows up to be the horrible mutant sense of smell that you get. But before before she can tell Bruce, he has for some reason decided that now is the time to act on his plan. But instead of, you know, poisoning her or pushing her down the stairs or something that would result in him not being caught, he decides that he's gonna murder Brooks and leave a batarang in her back on the bed for Selina to find. And he waits for Selina to get home so he can reveal, haha, he is Batman.
You? Oh no, not you.
Look, even if Bruce wanted to get off on the twisted sense of satisfaction you would get from revealing to Selina that she's literally been sleeping with the enemy, he still could have planned this so he would succeed in killing her. He had a whole month to do this. Also, I just noticed that his gloves are spiked. Rock on. This really is quite a horrifying plot and a melodramatic one. Imagine if this had been pulled off seriously. Dial back the sex appeal, mature up the dialogue, and even though the base premise is an entry-level AU fanfic idea, you could have had something. A simple, seemingly cliched idea can work. Just needs some love. What follows is a battle that stressed me out because she is first trimester pregnant.
You don't think I actually loved you?
I gave you everything! Listen, Sel, I feel bad for you. I really do. But you knew him a few weeks. He could have just been a regular cat and you never would have known. She activates her alarm system and holds him off at sword point, forcing him to flee. And she reveals to the police that her husband is Batman. Is Perry White active in this universe? Because this sounds like some prime front page Daily Planet gossip. Selina is distraught over the loss of Brooks, who was apparently her closest friend. And as she sits there stewing, she has a realization as to where Bruce must be. It's in a clock tower, so they can make a bats in the belfry joke. All right, so I did love you. I even married you, but guess what? I'm filing for a divorce. I like that she has picked up on their fight from hours earlier. They truly are a married couple. By the way, Bat, nice belfry. It wasn't worth the setup. And their fight ends with a silly parallel to the end of issue 1, where she's holding him this time and cuts off her glove, not drawing blood because she's not a madman.
I created you.
Oh yes, we're about to Batman 1989 this. Batman was the mugger who shot her parents. He even kept that plastic ring in his belfry. Why? He knew that she was the daughter of the couple he murdered. Sick dude. Batman's got issues. How much older than her was he then? Because did we miss out on a chance for some evil Reed Richards or Parallax hair streaks? I'd be very upset if that's the case. The next day, I found the ring, Mother. The one you loved. Making me love you. You didn't love your mom until she raved over a plastic ring that you got her? Unlike you, the monster didn't think it was worth much. Didn't even pawn it. I'm sorry, are we talking about the same ring? I don't think Bruce needed 50 cents for gum that badly. Actually, he didn't place much value on anything. Not even a real ring. He was a thief and a murderer. But worst of all, he didn't respect the sanctity of marriage. We end on her telling her mother that she's pregnant with a girl. Now this is the Huntress origin we all needed. Wait a minute. The earliest we'd be talking for sex determined by ultrasound is 14 weeks, and most doctors do it at around 18 to 20 weeks. Selina and Bruce were married a month. The timelines are wonky, so at what point was the Huntress conceived? Obviously before he sliced the glove off his wrist. It doesn't matter at all, I just want to know. This comic is a whole bunch of why and who asked for this, and I enjoyed it far more than I should have. It became so silly and made so many bizarre decisions that I just gave myself over to it. I can completely understand not liking this comic. The plot is lazy and gives into almost every cliche imaginable. The cheesecake is off the scale and out of place a lot of the time. The dialogue is oftentimes juvenile or painfully on the nose. Oh no. Somehow this got me. Maybe it was because everybody told me it was gonna be awful going in, and it definitely didn't live up to the level of vitriol that some had for it. And ultimately it was an Elseworlds story, so it came across as pretty harmless. I don't know, I had fun. This comic entertained me. I'm not mad at it, especially not for 99 cents. Normally it's $4.99. I still probably wouldn't have been mad at it for that. It made me laugh. Not for the right reasons, but it made me laugh nonetheless. Completely unhinged Batman has a special place in my heart. And this time he didn't make any children eat rats. He just slept with a woman whose parents that he killed. Yeah, I know, unsubbed, I have no taste. Queen of trash, but let me tell you something. I love trash. Anything silly or out there or Elseworlds. I want to know what comic you've heard of that's supposedly terrible or straight up is terrible that you love anyway. Share your joy with me. Not everything in life has to make sense. I want to hear your not so guilty pleasures down below. No regrets. Just love. And while you're down there, please do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. Thanks so much for taking some time out of your day to spend it discussing comics with me. I always appreciate it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.